Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Kathie J Show. I'm your host, Kathie J. Shout out to everybody out there who's been following us on social media and, of course, on our website, KathieJShow.com. Also, please click like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Kathie J Show, everybody. I just really, we get a couple more followers, we could actually make some money. This would be exciting, everybody. So here's the thing, everybody. I'm really happy that you're joining me today because today we're talking about something that impacts you, impacts me, impacts everybody we know. Safety. Crime's going up here in Colorado. It's a fact. According to the Colorado Metropolitan Auto Theft Task Force, car thefts are up 113% since 2019. Other crimes are increasing as well around Colorado, and I don't want to scare you. I don't want to freak anybody out. I just think that we all need to be a little bit more aware. So that's why I invited Len Herstein, Sheriff's Deputy and author of Be Vigilant, back today to teach us more about being vigilant and safe. Hello, Len.
Hey, Kathie, how are you?
Good. I'm glad you're here. I could talk to you forever.
I'm glad I'm here too.
Last time you were here, we talked about complacency and why it's bad. Can you talk about it again?
Yeah, absolutely. So complacency, if you remember, is like this, it's built out of success. Complacency is bred from success. It is an overconfidence. It's a self-satisfaction. It's almost a smugness that makes us unaware of potential or real dangers.
And that could be in our jobs, that could be around us. So it could be like, oh, I succeeded, I got the Kathie J Show, this is where I settle. And being complacent instead of wanting to get on social media and the YouTube channel and doing all that, right? Being complacent would just keep me here. Same with your house. Being complacent, like, oh, nothing happens around here. We don't have crime. I can leave car doors unlocked. That's being complacent.
Yeah, absolutely. The more success you have, the more you feel like everything you're doing is working, and you kind of let your guard down.
It's a mind trick.
Yeah.
So it's overconfidence.
Yep, absolutely.
So when most things go right, how does all of this relate to increased crime?
So what happens is the more overconfident we become, right, the more that we go through times where we're not experiencing crimes ourselves, right? The more success we have in everything that we do, whether it's leaving our doors unlocked or leaving things in our cars, the more we feel like that's working for us, and the more vulnerable we become.
It totally makes sense. So what should the goal be? Should the goal be, we can't stop living, right? The goal is to remind ourselves nonstop. Somebody's always around.
Yeah, so the opposite of complacency is not paranoia.
Okay,
right,
because
which is good, right? That's what nobody wants to be paranoid.
No, but I know a lot of people that are.
Yes.
That they're like, oh my God, I'm that person. I have to walk through the house like 3 times every night to make sure the garage is shut. Everything is shut and locked. Right. Even though I've done it twice already. So I'm over paranoid about it.
But you don't have to be paranoid. The opposite of complacency, and the way I teach it and the way I talk about it, is vigilance. Yeah. And it's all based in the fact that paranoia is based in fear. Yeah. Vigilance is based in awareness. So we want to be more aware. We want to be more intentional. We want to be more present in what we're doing.
It's a stronger attitude and emotion to have for your protection rather than me going around the house going, at any moment somebody could be on the other side of the door, right?
Yes, it makes us proactively, vigilant, right? We don't want to be reactive. We want to be proactive.
Right, and you've spent your whole life just observing people and realizing how we react to things really is how we get through life successfully.
Yeah, well, I haven't spent my whole life doing it. It wasn't until I became a reserve sheriff's deputy 7 years ago that I started learning all about this, because we learn about the fact that complacency kills in law enforcement. And I started thinking, you know what, complacency kills in business, it kills in personal and professional relationships, it kills in a lot of different places.
It really does. Relationships, we didn't even get into that. You're absolutely right. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to talk to Len about how to be more vigilant when it comes to preventing the crime, like your cars and stuff, your house. We'll talk to him. Ramos Law is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. He's a medical doctor and a lawyer. Ramos Law, what makes us different makes us better. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show, everybody. So today it's all about staying safe and becoming vigilant in your own life. Before the break, we were talking about the increase in crime here in Colorado and how complacency can be a factor to everything. Everybody, I'm back with author and Sheriff's Deputy Len Herstein. Yay! Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so this is kind of the stuff you've learned since becoming a sheriff's deputy when it comes to what we can do to be vigilant about crime.
Yep.
Okay, so let's start with the complacency that we have. How does it help the criminals?
Yeah, so here's the thing. A lot of these crimes that we're talking about here, vehicle trespasses, vehicle thefts, breaking into garages, stuff like that, they are crimes of opportunity. What we're seeing is that people are coming with their crew, right? They'll bring a stolen car into a neighborhood, and they will troll that neighborhood, and someone will get out of the car, and they will just walk down the block trying car doors until they get one that opens up. And oh, by the way, sometimes the car keys are even in that car, right? Or the key fob or something of that sort.
Okay, so the key fob, people will leave their key fob in the car.
Yeah, sometimes people will leave their extra key fob in the car, not realizing that.
No, the extra key fob goes in your house.
Not realizing all you have to do is touch that door handle and everything opens, and you press that button and the car goes, right?
And you're gone, right.
Yep. Or they'll leave it in there, they'll think that it's safe, they'll get overconfident and think that it's safe leaving it in their car in the garage. And then they'll either leave the garage door open or not realize that they have a garage door opener in a car in the driveway.
Yes. That's a big one. Okay,
Right.
so let's break it down. When it comes to cars outside, parked outside that are not in a garage, you more or less are saying don't leave a single thing in it. Like not even like your identification. I mean, it's just anything can be taken and can be used against you, right?
Yeah, you don't want to draw anybody's attention to anything.
Because you can see people, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
My Ring cameras on the Nextdoor app, you'll see that they walk up to cars in the middle of the night and they shine flashlights in looking to see if anything is worth value in there.
Yeah, and again, the overconfidence that we have from years and years of not experiencing crime, right? So if you're someone who's left your car door unlocked for years and years, and you've never been unlucky enough to, be a victim of crime, you start feeling like that works for you.
Yeah, right.
Right.
This is a safe street. Nothing ever happens.
So the next thing you do is you leave your purse or your wallet. Sometimes people leave their guns in their cars.
That is ridiculous. Somebody was saying that people leave their guns right there in the glove box.
Yeah. Yeah, as unbelievable as it sounds, when you talk to them afterwards, they're like, I've never had a problem before, right?
That's always what they say.
Right?
Okay, so your houses, burglaries in the house.
Yeah.
When cars are in the garage, you say the car should be locked, even though your garage door is shut?
Yeah, I always lock the cars in my garage because you never know. Like, you might forget one day to close your garage door. It happens all the time. We do we do crime prevention in the places that we patrol, where we'll go around. If it's late at night and we see a garage door open, we will make contact with that homeowner to let them know, hey, it's midnight, your garage door is open. Because what will happen is, again, those crews come into town and they just drive down the street till they see an open garage door, and then your tools are gone.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. Here's where it all kind of compounds. If you're the type of person who doesn't lock the door between their house and the garage because they feel like the garage door is closed, so my house is safe, right?
Now they're coming in your house.
Exactly.
And you're asleep and don't even know that it's happening.
Right.
It goes that quick.
It can.
Okay, everybody, there's so much more to talk about after the break. We're going to get into cybersecurity and safety. We'll be right back. Kathie J. Oakwood Homes is an official partner of the Kathie J Show. Oakwood Homes, building happiness. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show, everybody. So this half hour, we're talking about our safety. We just learned how to prevent property crimes and be vigilant about it, but now it's time to learn about cyber crimes. Speaking of being vigilant, author Len Herstein of Be Vigilant is here. Yay! Hey. Where can people get your book?
They can get it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, anywhere where they buy ebooks or anything like that. It's called Be Vigilant: Strategies to Stop Complacency, Improve Performance, and Safeguard Success. It's got 10 things that you can start doing right now to be more vigilant.
Yeah, in your life, in all aspects of your life, everybody.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Okay, so let's talk about online security and safety, because we do everything online.
Yep.
How do we protect ourselves? What's the worst?
Here's the thing. Because we do everything online, we get complacent, right? We get comfortable. And this is a broad topic, right? It ranges everything from like keeping your kids safe online, right? And making sure that you're being in touch with what apps they're on, how they're sharing information, what they're sharing about themselves. It's about the information you share on social media. It's also, we've all heard about these scams, right? These scams that people get, all their money taken from them. And, we were talking about this during the break, and some of them seem so obvious,
yeah,
right?
like I'm from Nigeria, and I would love to, if you
Right.
give me this money, I'll give you extra money.
But they've gotten super sophisticated, right? So, so here's an example of one. You'll get an email from it pretends to be Amazon, right? And they'll say, thank you for purchasing a laptop for $3,000. If you have any problems, give us a call. And that number,
I would say, I didn't purchase a laptop.
Right,
Let me call this number.
Right, so they call the number, and they start talking about how that they need your information, your credit cards or whatever.
Because they're trying to find the order, like, I'm so sorry. Okay.
But eventually what happens is they try to get you to buy gift cards, right? So if anybody's trying to get you to buy gift cards, that is a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Nobody, Amazon, the utilities, your water, your electricity, your phone, nobody is going to ask you to go to King Soopers or go to Safeway and get gift cards. The sheriff's office, nobody is going to ask you to do that. So if anybody asks you to do that, hang up, you're done.
Right, okay. So why is gift cards, why are they the wanted thing? Because you were saying also during a commercial break, like when people steal your credit cards and stuff, they immediately go somewhere and buy a bunch of gift cards with them usually.
Yeah.
Big purchases as fast as they can with your credit cards.
Yeah.
What's up with the gift cards?
Well, those gift cards they're so easy to get, and they're very difficult to trace.
Oh,
and
there you go.
They can be wiped out in a moment, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
So you go to King, this is what, we were talking about the vehicle trespasses. You leave your purse in the car, you go on a hike at a trailhead. By the time you get back, you realize it's gone. They've already been to the store and racked up thousands of dollars on your credit cards.
And it's a nightmare. It's
Yeah.
a nightmare. Okay, so about the information that we put online, can I erase any of it? What can I control that's mine?
Yeah, so you can there are services that you can use that help you pull your information. The thing that most people don't realize is, if you were to Google yourself when we get done with this, or people out there, if you were to Google yourself, you're going to find that your address is very readily available. A lot of that comes from the assessor site. So when you have your property records, these services pull that from, and there's tons of them that do it, and they put your information out there. So you want to try and pull as much information as you can off the internet. One of the places to start is with your county assessor, or see if there's an opportunity for you to hide your information. You can put your house in the name of a trust as opposed to your own name, so that it's not searchable by your own name.
Okay.
Those are things to do as well.
And that would be like, I don't know, women living alone. You don't want people.
Anybody who doesn't want their information out there.
You have scrubbed so much of you that
I have.
You are really.
I have. My personal information should not be out there, but there's a lot of different things. Even as simple as people are going on vacation and they post on Facebook or Instagram where they're going or what they're doing, and now you've done that, and then someone can find your address through the assessor site, and now all of a sudden
they know that your house is empty for a week.
Right.
When we were on the radio back in the day, we never used to announce when we were on vacation because of that purpose.
Yeah,
we didn't want everybody to know that our houses were empty.
Exactly.
So yeah, for sure.
The other thing people don't realize, especially when it comes to their kids, is the apps that they're using.
Yes,
right? The
yes.
apps that they're using, the amount of cyberbullying that goes on, the amount of sexting and inappropriate things that way. I didn't even, until my kids got into it, I didn't even realize, Snapchat, everybody that they're Snapchat friends with, they can see where their friends are. We talk about tracking our kids, right? All these kids can track each other and find out where they are at all points in time. So when you're becoming friends with somebody on one of these apps and you don't know who they are, they're not your friend in real life, this becomes dangerous, right?
Right, because it could be an adult predator.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Oh my God, that's so crazy. Okay, so what else? What should we look for to see if our kids are doing something unhealthy online?
Well, it's a form of overconfidence to think that we could identify that ourselves.
I know.
Right?
Yes, right.
So what you need to do is you need to work into your life some processes and some habits that you have, and some agreements with your children in terms of how you're going to stay up to date with them. How you're going to share information, how you're going to make sure that they're sharing information with you. With a lot of these apps, I have my children all know this is not a big brother thing at all, but that phone, as long as they're a minor, I have the ability and the right to ask them to show me what's going on at any point in time. And they know that going in.
You know what, Len? That's what I want. I want you to repeat that again, because I think so many parents were like, oh, I don't want you to yell at me. I don't want you to be sad that I'm nosy going through your stuff.
Right.
You established from the beginning.
From the beginning.
I'm the adult. There's things out there that I have to protect you from. I mean, do you ever get pushback from your kids? Have you ever gotten it when you go in to look at their stuff?
No, I mean, at the beginning, sure.
Yeah.
But this is not something that happens on a, because something else has happened. You want to do this on kind of random, random schedule, so that, you're not, you can become overconfident, think I can see the signs of when something's going on. Here's the thing, you're not going to see the signs. Kids are really good at hiding stuff.
Yes, they are.
So you want to make it random. You want to make it an agreement that says, this is just part of me being a parent. Right?
And you go into their text messages. You go into the apps that are on their phone. You go into the folders that they might have hidden things into.
Yeah.
You do all that?
Sure. And the other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you know who your kids, this seems so obvious, but you want to know who your kids' friends' names are in real life.
Right.
Right? Because when you go on these apps, they all have
you're
nicknames.
Snappy Dog Steve.
Right.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, and we have this sometimes, there's a runaway or someone's missing, and you talk to the parents, you're like, who are their friends? Snappy Dog Steve.
Right.
Who's Snap? I don't know.
Don't know.
What school
right.
they go to? Have no idea. Where they live? I don't know. You want to make sure that you have a list of who your kids' friends are, who they're talking to, phone numbers, who their parents are, that type of stuff.
Still be a parent, it sounds like, Len.
Yeah, but it's easy because when your kids are good, you can get overconfident. You can feel like
I know that everything's good. They have good friends. Okay, so thank you, Len.
Absolutely.
After the break, there's one more thing that we have to talk about when it comes to safety. Firearms. So hear why it's very important for your whole family to know the safety procedures, even if you don't own one. We'll be right back. But first, everybody, it's time for this week's Colorado Lottery trivia question. You ready? Okay, so the question is, what scratch game is on sale right now? Ooh, I know the answer. I'll tell you when we come back. Kathie J. Welcome back to the Kathie J Show, everybody. So before the break, I asked you, what scratch game is on sale right now with the Colorado Lottery? The answer, it's the cash game, everybody. The cash family of games. Just look for the S and the dollar sign. You'll know exactly what scratch games they are. They're awesome. Win them. There's 3 top prizes still left. Author and Sheriff's Deputy Len Herstein is here. He's been educating us on how to be safer in all areas of our life. And there's one really important safety topic that we still have to cover, and that's guns.
Yes.
Yeah, so what are the rules? There's 4 rules for firearm safety?
Yeah, so there's 4 rules when anybody who owns a gun, anybody who doesn't own a gun needs to know these rules.
Okay.
Right? So rule number 1 and probably the most important one for everybody is treat every gun as if it's loaded.
Okay.
Right? So we don't assume that any gun is unloaded.
So don't automatically go, look, a gun!
No.
Right, and automatically think this is serious.
A lot of times when kids get in, or you have kids in the house who end up getting hurt by guns is because they think they're playthings and they treat them as if they're unloaded, and that becomes a problem, right?
Okay.
So treat every gun as if it's loaded. Never point a gun at anything you're not willing to destroy.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Keep your finger off the trigger and out of the trigger guard until you're ready to pull that trigger, and beware of your target and beyond. Those last ones are more for people who are shooters and stuff like that. But the place of complacency that a lot of people get into is they say, I don't have guns. I don't believe in guns. My family doesn't have guns. We don't need to talk about this.
Right.
That is the wrong way to go, because your kids are going to be in other houses. Your kids are going to be in other places, and they may come across a weapon,
gun. Right, absolutely.
And they need to know, every time I'm in a school, every time I'm talking to a child, the first thing, whenever we talk about guns, I always say, every gun is loaded. What do you do if you see a gun? You get an adult. You don't touch it.
Right.
You don't touch it.
So that's the definite thing, is get an adult. That's what you would tell the kids.
That's what I would always tell the kids. Don't touch it. I don't care if you think it's a toy or anything. You get an adult and you let them figure it out.
Absolutely. That's what I tell my children. So what does it mean to be a responsible gun owner?
Well, I mean, first and foremost, you need to understand how that weapon works. You need to, figure out how to manipulate and use that weapon in a safe way.
Yeah, there's so many people, so many people have guns and they never have taken a class on it. They don't even know how to shoot it or clean it.
No, what they know about guns is what they've seen on TV.
Right, and they shoot sideways.
Or they walk around with their finger on the trigger
and you're
all the
not,
time.
right, you can't do that, right.
No, because that's how you
it's so close to it.
We have so many people. I don't want to say so many, but I've had a number of calls where people have shot themselves because they were cleaning their guns and they thought they were unloaded, but they didn't really understand how guns work, right?
Right.
And so you have to, number one is understand how they work. But right up there, the same thing is safe storage of those weapons.
Yes.
Right. So it's always, the recommended storage is to, store that gun in a safe, and then store the ammunition.
So you
separately.
do keep it separate. Gun
that's
owners.
what you're supposed to do.
But then they have to run through the house if a burglar comes in.
Now,
That's the big joke.
A lot of this is also, my concern a lot is when there's children in the house.
Absolutely,
Right.
Len. Okay.
And so now we have laws. We have laws that you will get in trouble if you do not store that weapon safely and a child gets their hands on it.
Better know that, everybody. So one more thing, and then I want to plug your book. Also, when your kids are online, don't let them use their real names for their characters and stuff. For their accounts. Don't let them use the kids' real names. Have them make them up.
You want to have a made-up name for your social media
So
profile
smart.
for sure.
All right, Len, everybody, thank you for being here today. He's been helping us be more vigilant. Tell everybody about your book.
Yeah, absolutely. The book is called Be Vigilant, Strategies to Stop Complacency, Improve Performance, and Safeguard Success. It talks about why complacency is so dangerous and what we can do every day to avoid it.